Welcome to Lavka 5th grade ELA Read Alouds. Open your Study Island lesson and be ready to listen and follow along. Today's lesson is verbs. After you finish, you'll be ready to open your pathway to complete some practice questions. Verb tenses. The chart below lists the standard verb tenses with examples. You could take a screenshot from your lesson and keep this on hand as you're writing to show what the present, past and future, singular and plural forms are of the verb. Perfect tenses show that an action was or will be completed before another time or action. Take a moment to either write down or take a screenshot of this chart to remind you what present perfect, past perfect, and future perfect singular and plural forms are. Progressive tenses show continuing action. Take a moment to either write down or take a screenshot of the progressive tenses of present, past, and future singular and plural forms. Inappropriate shifts in verb tenses. The verbs in a sentence tell when something happens. Verbs that describe things that happen at the same time are written in the same tense. These tenses are past, present, and future. Writers should not change from one verb tense to another within a sentence or paragraph. Janice sat down at her desk and started to read the following story. Going fishing. Glenn became hungry, and he will decide to catch some fish for his dinner. It is late in the afternoon, and the sun will be low in the sky. As he nears the lake, he heard a surprising sound. Peeking through the grass, he will discover a nest of baby birds. Glenn will realize that the birds were newly hatched, and he slowly backs away, not wanting to disturb the area. Janice paused. She was confused. She could not tell when the story was happening. Some of the verbs were written in past tense, some of the verbs were in present tense, and some of the verbs were in future tense. The story did not make any sense. The author of Going Fishing should write all the verbs in the same tense. Then the story will make sense. Glenn became hungry, and he decided to catch some fish for his dinner. It was late in the afternoon, and the sun was low in the sky. As he neared the lake, he heard a surprising sound. Peeking through the grass, he discovered a nest of baby birds. Glenn realized that the birds were newly hatched, and he slowly backed away, not wanting to disturb the area. Let's practice by reading the following sentences. Yesterday at soccer practice, Elizabeth kicked the ball after her teammate will pass it to her. Which verb form should replace the underlined verb form above? It's best to try them all to see which makes sense. Yesterday at soccer practice, Elizabeth kicked the ball after her teammate passing it to her. Yesterday at soccer practice, Elizabeth kicked the ball after her teammate is passing it to her. Yesterday at soccer practice, Elizabeth kicked the ball after her teammate passed it to her. The sentence begins yesterday at soccer practice. This shows the sentence should be in past tense. Therefore, the correct answer is C, past. Here's another example. Tomorrow, Greg will start his new paper route. He delivered 50 newspapers to the people in his neighborhood. Which verb form should replace the underlined verb form above? Tomorrow, Greg will start his new paper route. He will deliver 50 newspapers to the people in his neighborhood. The first sentence begins, "Tomorrow Greg will start his newspaper route." This shows that the events will take place in the future. Therefore, the correct answer is A, will deliver.